Hello, racing fans, and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best. Bet with WSB. Well, it is the feature race of the South African racing calendar has arrived. It is Hollywood Bet's Durban July Day, featuring the greatest race on the continent. It is Africa's premier horse race, which is the Hollywood Bet's Durban July. And what a day it's going to turn out to be. High-class action and sizable pulls throughout the day. But on this show, we are going to be going with 4 horses to follow that are picked out. We'll give you a quartet that's estimated to reach in excess of 10 million rand for the main race. The pick 6 in excess of 20 million rand. Will give you a pick 6 guide. So a quartet guide, pick 6 guide, and 4 horses to follow on Hollywood Bet's Durban July Day. Let's get straight into it, and I'm hoping that our day will begin early. It's really nice if you can bang some catch early on the race meeting, and then it is smooth sailing for the rest of the day, because your exotics, etc., are all free buys after that, if you can get it right early on in the meeting. And I'm hoping for Trackside that's exactly what happens. 4 to follow on July Day. Race number 1, I'm going with horse number 11, Secret Dynasty, the daughter of Canford Cliffs. Now, it's clear to see that she's actually loved the move to KZN for our champion season. And I think Michelle Reeks and Harold Crawford had done an outstanding job with her. She was thrown straight into the Stilicha Stakes on debut, where things did not go according to plan. And next 2 starts, she's shown her class. She came to the races with a reputation on debut, and she showed next 2 starts at Greyville on how good she is. She won that maiden in facile fashion. That day, her trainer gave her a 10 out of 10. And then last time out, wow, what a win from her. From the worst of the draws, drawn 14 out of 14, Grand Fanikak left at the back of the field, and the turn of foot that she displayed that day was eye-catching. She looks to be progressing in a very big way. She goes for the hat-trick. She's got Grand Fanikak, could have had a really good feel for her last time out, and whilst it's a stronger field that she meets this time round, there are some classy individuals that take their place in this Bloodstock South Africa Sales Cup for the fillies over 1,300 meters. But I think her experience at the course, the experience of the jockey that partnered her last time out, the turn of foot that she's shown, I'm hoping that she can get the job done for Trackside in race number 1, horse number 11, Secret Identity. Now, in the second race, it looks like a race where there's some serious quality here in this Bloodstock South Africa Sales Cup for the colts and geldings over 1,300 meters. I'm not one that usually gets, sucked into talk with a horse. And I hear the talk, and then I just go and compare it with the form lines and possibly replays and have a look for the grounds that the horse is being talked up so much. Well, I can tell you, forget about whispers and dogs barking and screaming from the rooftops. It's like everywhere you go, that's exactly what it is with this horse main defender. The connections and the stable and everybody associated with this horse that knows something about horses with Tony Peter. The word from the yard is that this horse is absolutely flying. Started off his career with Tinny Prinsloo, and Tinny did mention in that interview after his run that the price of the horse at 40 to 1 was not the ability that the horse was showing him back home. He's a small stable. It's not that they fancied the horse. They just didn't have the confidence first time out to think that he could win in the manner that he did, and he won very, very well. Of course, he changed stables after that win, and the first win for Tony Peter, wow. Over that 1,400 meter trip when they stepped him out, he won effortlessly. He won easily. I mean, he just was a horse that caught your attention in a big way. He now goes for this race, the BSA Sales Cup over 1,300 meters. He could have gone for the 1,400 meters, the Golden Horseshoe. and I'm certain he would have got a run and he would have been a major player in that race. But they've opted to go for this race, the sales race, and he's taking on some quality horses here. But if the talk is anything to go by, and the anti-post betting action around this horse, having spoken to Craig Zaki off air about this horse, he just says that he is a horse to follow, a horse to pencil in, a horse that has come on in a big way. There's confidence from the yard. There's confidence in the betting market. He's drawn one, having his first start at Greyville. And this 1,300 meter trip, I think, is going to suit him highly. Confident ride is expected by Craig Zaki, and hopefully he can deliver in race number 2, horse number 1, Main Defender. So we're hoping to get off to a flying start. That's the plan, guys, to try and get it right in the first 2 races. Take that double. If that double arrives, I think you're in for a very good afternoon. Then we go on to race number 10 it is. I must get that correct. It is race number 10. And this race, the 10th race, which is over 1,600 meters. Now, it's quite late. It's evening now. It's 10 past 10, everything going according to plan. This 1,600 meter trip, well, there are some smart horses that take their place here. It looks like a highly competitive race, but I'm going in a big way with this horse called Quasi for Sure, horse number 12. Well, they've tried their best with the 2 races, of course, the World Sports Betting 1900 and then the Cup trial last time out to qualify him for the main event, which is the Hollywood Bets Durban July. And it's not that he doesn't stay, he just seems, less effective over a bit further. And he's more effective over this type of distance, 1,600 meters. He didn't disgrace himself in the World Sports Betting 1900. He had a mountain to climb turning to the straight, the position that he was in. And he was only beaten 3.5 lengths by Bakaya, who was one of the fancied horses in this year's July. And then last time out, well, he was just run out of it, but a horse that stayed better, a horse that had no stamina doubts in Winchester Mansion, 3 lengths to Winchester Mansion. He's a fancied horse in this year's July. Bakaya and Winchester Mansion are touted as horses that have come in ideally as the older horses with low weights. They have big chances in the main event. So this horse Quasi for Sure, even though he's carrying 62 kgs, if you eliminate like number 15 Perfect Witness and number 8 Platinum Sky, there's really not much in it at the weight. It's around 4 kgs, 58 to 62 kgs. He's got Grand Fanikek, who got a really good feel for him last time out. And if I have one concern, well, it could be burnout that the horse, he's had 2 hard races coming into this race. But Peter Muscat, he knows the horse best. He wouldn't have run him here if there was anything untowards. So number 12, Quasi for Sure, in race number 10. Very confident with that horse. And then we go on to the lucky last. Well, I had to choose a horse in the last race, guys, because that's when you may need it most, or that's when you want to press the accelerator and get further ahead if you're in the green on July day. And race 12 is over 1,400 meters. Had a good look at the field. There are some unknowns in the race on the poly track. There are horses that will need a lot of luck in running. We know on the poly track a maximum of 12 runners take their place. But I've gone with a horse that I've liked in his 2 runs here in the province. But I didn't like him in a way that I thought that, it's a 10 out of 10. Last time out, I did fancy him on the show. And I think 1,200 meters, I watched that race repeatedly. I think 1,200 meters is just too quick for him. You got these speedsters that just run him out or are faster finishers. This is the distance that this horse is looking for. 1,400 meters is going to be his game. Just the way he travels, the way he settles, and the way that he can turn it on. He's nicely drawn at 2. And even though as this 3-year-old is carrying 61.5 kgs, I think on Saturday we're going to see the best of him. His name is USA's Hope. He's trained by Dean Canamea, ridden by King DeMello. And hopefully he can end things off on a high. Race number 12, horse number 2, USA's Hope. 2 trebles will be up on the World Sports Betting menu with those 4 horses to follow. Now on to our Pick 6 guide. While the Pick 6 you need to get your bet on by 13.40, 20 to 2. It's over 3,000 meters. It kicks off with a Group 3 the DSTV Gold Vase. Gonna give you the numbers, guys. You just need to jot them down. First leg of that pick 6 going with 4 runners. And hopefully we can survive with these 4 runners. In numerical order, 4, 5, 7, and 10. Future Pearl. 5, Runaway Song. 7, Rape Maple. And 10, Armaga. Then onto that second leg, which is the Golden Slipper, a Group 2 over 1,400 meters. Again, just the 4 runners. Number 4, Miss Geriatric. She sets the standard, unbeaten in 4 starts. 1,400 meters, let's see how she handles it. Number 6, Distant Winter. 8, Winter Pearl, White Pearl. I can't believe this horse is in double figures. Back-to-back wins, 1,450, 1,400 meters. I think she is on the up. And then Egyptian Mao from the Lucky Hoodalocka stable. She raced against the boys last time out. We'll see how she goes now that she's back against her own sex. She's got a big reputation, but she's got a wide draw to overcome. 4, 6, 8, and 11. That is going to be leg number 2. Leg number 3, the Golden Horseshoe. Well, either in the camp of number 13, Give Me Another Chance, who looks to be an exciting horse, especially when he turns 3. But he does have a wide draw to overcome. There's been good horses that have come to Greyville and can't win from wide draws. Is he the horse that could reward his followers? Because there's anti-post betting support for him on World Sports Betting. I've played to beat him just because of the draw. If he was drawn in the first half of the field, I'd have made him a banker. I'm going 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 13. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 13. Then on to the main event, the Hollywood Bets Durban July. Well, we've all done our form studying. We've all had a look at the race, the weight turnarounds, the horses that have had ideal preps, the fillies against the colts, the 3-year-olds against older horses, and it's now crunch time. Well, I'm firmly in the camp of the 3-year-olds this year. I got a lot of respect for a lot of horses in the race, but you have to make your selection, and I'm going with 3 3-year-olds to finish in the top 3 positions. And my first choice is going to be Dave the King. There are serious question marks in many corners about the distance, whether he'll get 2,200 meters. Well, he's trained by the mighty Mike de Kock, who's won this race 5 times. And what I saw last time out in the Daily News, I have no issue with him seeing out the extra distance. He's better off at the weights with See It Again. And this horse, he can sprint 1,200. He can go 1,600 meters. And he showed last time out 2,000 meters, no issue. I think he's got a nice profile for me, the way he's been brought into this race. And if he's given a forward ride, he is a horse that will grab your attention once he walks into the parade ring. An imposing, big, strapping individual with a lengthy stride. He's got an action on him, this horse, Dave the King. And if he gets to the front and dictates and have things his own way, which is not going to be made easy in Africa's toughest race, I think that he'll go very close to winning it. Number 10, Dave the King. My numbers here will be 10, 2, and 7. 2, without question, the other 3-year-old. And then the horse on top of the betting boards, See It Again, horse number 7. So I'm just going with the 3 horses there in the pick 6, 2, 7, and 10. The next race, I'm going with the obvious 2. It's the Garden Province State, the Richmond Garden Province State. It's Desert Miracle Prince versus Princess Kala, or Princess Kala versus Desert Miracle. I think we'll be safe in that thing with those 2 runners who will be popular choices for all. And then the last leg of that pick 6, well, I've included the 5 runners there in numerical order. 3, which is Godsmacked. Number 7, which is Thunderstruck. Number 9, which is Sweet Pepper. And then 11, Sergey, and 12 is my roughie in the race, Cosmic Highway. So that pick 6, 4, 5, 7, 10, 4, 6, 8, and 11, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 13, by 2, 7, and 10, by 6 and 10, by 3, 7, 9, 11, and 12. And then on to that quartet that I've done for the main event. Well, it's a simple one for me. I'm taking my top 3 selections and putting them in for first, with 2, 7, and 10 being, without question, See It Again and Dave the King, going with the 3-year-olds as I mentioned. So 2, 7, and 10, but 2, 4, 7, 10, and 12, including Winchester Mansion and Pacaya from the older horses. They seem to be nicely handicapped in the race. And then for third and fourth, the same numbers: 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15, and 18. 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15, and 18. So to recap on that quartet: 2, 7, 10, about 2, 4, 7, 10, 12, about 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15, and 18 for second, third, and fourth. And that is a wrap, guys. And I wish you all the best. I wish it turns out to be a wonderful Hollywood Bets Durban July for you. There's 12 races. There's plenty of offer, carryovers, competitive racing, sizable pools, and always on behalf of World Sports Betting, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly and more especially, thanks to you, the valued customer. Have a blast, make a huge profit, and hopefully it turns out to be the July of your dreams. From World Sports Betting and myself, Deez Dayanand, until we meet again, you take care. Saladinga.